We are live. Sorry for the delay. I was having some technical issues with getting the stream going. So this is Franklin. He's a little dachshund. He's a sweet boy, but apparently he moved and he's been a little anxious. So we're just gonna take it nice and easy, give him the best experience we can. He's gonna get a bath brush, his nails done, anal glands, trim up, and then we're also gonna clean his teeth. We're gonna pop off the tartar from his teeth. Let's go and start with his nails. If I recall correctly, he does pretty good. He might struggle just a little bit. Good boy. It's okay. I got you, big guy. Hang on. Hang on. It's okay, buddy. I know. It's okay, Frank. Good boy. You got these short little legs. I'm having to bend over a little bit. Thought I could bring my table up more to help, but it didn't really work. Good boy. There we go. There we go, Franklin. There we go, buddy. He was holding really still for that nail. It was really nice. Same for that one. Good job, bud. Good job. Get his dew claw. You always have to check for dew claws. Some dogs have had them removed. Sometimes they actually grow back after they've been removed. They're a little deformed. Always have to check for dew claws. Hang on, good guy. Hang on. I know. I know. It's okay. It's okay. Good. Good. Ah, so good. Love it when I can get those last clips without him reacting. That's ideal. I'm going to start with the dew claw on this one. Wait. You're okay, buddy. Good. Good job. Hang on. Yeah, Franklin's being an angel. He's tugging just a little bit, but really, really minor tugs. Good job, buddy. Good job. Hang on. Hang on. Now this nail that I just cut is done, but I don't want to end cutting this nail with him pulling like that. So I'm going to wait till he stops, and then I'll just take a teeny sliver. Good boy. Now one more on this foot. What that does is it doesn't reward him while he's pulling. I wait till he's holding still, and then I release him, and then the reward is timed around him holding still. So that reinforces him holding still for me when I cut his nails. Good job, buddy. Good job. Front nails are all done. Back nails seem like they're worn down pretty good. I'm trying to take just a tiny sliver here. I think the nail's about done, but I'm having a hard time getting it. Yeah, so we don't need to take too much off these back ones. He's wearing them down pretty good. Good job, Franklin. You're being a sweet boy. Yeah. So good. Okay. No dew claws on the back. The nails are all done. Now we're going to shave his pads and his sanitary, as well as the insides of his ears. And then I'll clean his teeth, and then we'll give him a bath. Boy. Getting really good for this too. Kind of pulling just a tiny bit. Tell me you'd rather I didn't do this. If I could just give this put back. And he's asking very politely. Good job. One more foot. Okay, let's shave his ears. He doesn't grow any hair inside of his ear canal. Oh, he's so scary. We don't have to worry about plucking his ears. But I still like to shave the hairs that would block the ear. That allows more light and air to get into the ear canal, which will continue to prevent ear infections. Okay, now we're going to shave his Sammy. He's got such little legs. I'm going to try to pick up his front end. You have to be careful with dachshunds. They have a tendency to get middle back problems. So I'm not going to pick them up very high, but I am going to pick them up just a little bit. Like this. See if I can shave under here. A little bit easier. Okay, good job, buddy. Last spot to shave is going to be his bump. Make sure he doesn't have any dingleberries. Yeah. He's in good shape. Had just a little bit of hair back there and it looked really clean. Okay, now we're going to do his teeth. And this is my tartar removal service. I can only do this on dogs that have healthy teeth, and I can only remove the tartar from the outside of their mouth. It is a non-surgical, non-invasive procedure. I'm just scraping off the tartar from the outside of their teeth. Franklin's being a good boy. Good job, buddy. I'm gonna grab my little pick. Just to be able to get between some of these front teeth. Stay. Unfortunately, these little dogs, their teeth are a little too crowded and they actually touch each other, which prevents the gums from wrapping all the way around their teeth. So inevitably, the bacteria is going to be able to get between these teeth and I won't be able to do anything about it. Right now they look really good. His teeth are still in really good shape, but eventually he is going to have problems with these front teeth. It's inevitable, almost impossible to prevent with these small dogs. It's unfortunate. You just bred them to be too small, so they have too many teeth in these little mouths. Oh boy. Hang on. Wait. Good boy. Getting everything off. His teeth are really healthy. No loose ones up front. The gums aren't really receding. He does have one. The gum line has receded a little bit. Yeah, one on the bottom. That stuff, it's just inevitable. There's no getting away from it with these little pups. What I'm doing is popping off the tartar and scraping off some of the plaque that I can access. And then I'm trying to wipe it on this paper towel and get it out of his mouth. That way he doesn't swallow it. Wait. Come here, buddy. He has a really light layer on all these back teeth, which tells me that he's doing a good amount of chewing, whether it's kibble or some dental chews or something like that. He had a little bit more on his front teeth. Well, actually, he really doesn't have too much on any of his teeth. He might be chewing and keeping these clean, but it might not be that much. His teeth are in good shape though. His owner has this service done really often, almost every groom. And so the amount of tartar that builds up is really low. Grab another paper towel stick. There's some plaque and tartar that I got off, but I can't get it out of his mouth, so I'm gonna use this paper towel to actually get it out. So I've got it. Probably has the most tartar that I've seen on any of his teeth on this back one. So that might actually suggest that he's not chewing on too many things. At least not on these back teeth. This very back one. And some dogs just aren't chewers. Some dogs are really good chewers. Okay, one more tooth on this side. Just gotta get the bottom one underneath his big molar. It's pretty clean. There's not too much we have to get on this one. Sit. Okay. Alright, I'm just try to wipe out last little bit. See if I can get him to open his mouth. Open. Good boy. There we go. Okay, now we'll do the other side. Okay, Franklin. Okay. It's okay, friend. Good boy. And there we go. Come. I know. Doing good, buddy. About 3/4 of the way done. See if I can get these bottom teeth. This lip is slippery. I'm having a hard time holding on to it. Trying to dry off my finger. Actually, trying to dry off his lip. Give me a little bit of grip. Okay, just 2 more teeth. Back to main chomping molar-like teeth. I don't know what they're called in dogs' mouths, if they're molars or not. Probably not. But it's the very back 2 top teeth is all that's left. One more tooth. It's nice and slippery back here. Lots of slobber. Just trying to hang on to his lips, but it's slippery. One more tooth. Okay, all done. All done. Good job, buddy. Yeah, good job. I'll go ahead and toss all these tools in my little enclave. Get them all sanitized. Okay, all right, now we're gonna get him bathed. So give me just 1 minute. Let me put him down. We'll get the back cameras on in the bathroom, and then we'll go from there. Okay, let's get the water warmed up first. Okay, the water's warmed up. First thing we're going to do is we're going to express his anal glands. After I express his anal glands, I'm going to wash his whole body, and then I'll turn the soap off. We will rinse his head, and then we'll wash it by hand to avoid getting soap in his ears, eyes, nose, and mouth. Okay, buddy. First things first. Now this is an external anal gland expression. So I'm just squeezing just below his rectum, getting below the anal glands and pulling them up towards his bum. And it's sprayed, got on my hand, and it's kind of gross, but I'd rather it be on my hand than spraying all over the tub or on my smock or on me. Alright, now I'm going to wash him. soap off. Go ahead and get the soap out of the line. Turn the water pressure down. It was up high. Turn it down nice and low. That way, if the water gets in his eyes, it won't hurt him. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Okay, go ahead and shake. I realized I just rinsed his head and there might be water in his ears, so I want to let him shake out any water that might have gotten in there. I thought I was pretty good at not letting any. Sometimes just when their ears get wet, they shake. But it's possible that water did get in there, so I try to let him shake whenever I rinse the ears and head. If there was water in his ears, there's a really good chance that he would be continually shaking right now. So I don't think any got in there, but you always want to just let him shake just in case. So now I'm going to put soap all over his face. We'll scrub it in. If it doesn't lather up, then it's not clean in that spot, and so I'll add more soap. Hang on. You're okay, little guy. Hang on. Under the ears is a really common spot that gets missed and gets kind of dirty. You gotta make sure you scrub under the ears really good. Wait. Wait. Hang on, Franklin. He's like, get out of my ear, dude. That's my ear. Almost there, buddy. Hang on. Okay, everything's lathering up real nicely. So now we'll go ahead and rinse him off. I'll start with low pressure on his face. Try to avoid getting any water in his ears and his nose. And it's okay, I'm going to actually rinse out his eyes. As long as the pressure is low, you can rinse directly in their eyes. And it's important just in case some soap did get in the eye. We'll start with his eyes. Try to avoid it going down his nose. I'm actually lifting his nose just a little bit so that the water runs back. But not too much, because I don't want it to run into the ears. Now I'll pin this left ear down. Pin the right one down. Pin the water up just a little bit. Okay, now his head is rinsed off. We're going to turn the pressure up. I'll start with under the leash and we'll get the rest of his body rinsed. He is all rinsed off. Final step is I'm going to wring out all the water, and I'm checking for any slippery, soapy spots. And if I feel something, I'll check my hand and make sure there's no bubbles. If there are, then I need to rinse that spot again. He's looking good. Okay, we'll go ahead and grab a towel. Oh, I forgot a towel, so I'm gonna grab a hand. We're gonna get wet. We're gonna go grab a towel. Okay, now we're gonna towel them off. I'm just moving the towel around to all the dry spots on the towel and just trying to get as much water off of his body as I can. Towel's almost fully soaked. There's a few dry spots left. Okay, now I'll put this leash on him. Probably have to loosen this up. Okay. Let's see. A couple more wet or dry spots. We'll just rub his belly, his backhand. Okay. Now we're going to put in some ear plugs. I'm going to turn this on for a second. This is going to be loud. You might want to turn the volume down. So I got the hair off of my hands so that I could grab my earbud. Make sure there's no hair on it before I stick it in my ear. A little bit of hearing protection for me, as well as some music. And for Franklin, we're going to give him some cotton balls. Dachshunds have surprisingly big ears. I'm going to see if this full one fits. If it doesn't, then I'll tear it in half. It's a little big, but it kind of fits. They have such big ears. These cotton balls work really well for reducing the noise. If you don't have earbuds, you should try a little bit of cotton balls stuck in your ear. It works surprisingly well. Okay, I'm going to dry off his body and his tail with the high pressure, and then once that's done, I will come up to his face and I will turn the pressure down so that we try not to blow air in the same spots, but try not to get soap in the ears, the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. And I'm not going to talk too much because you won't be able to hear me with this dryer, so let's get started. We did it. We did it. Good job, little man. Good job, little man. That was a little hard for Franklin, but he's a sweet boy. And as I was asking him to do these different things, he was scared. He didn't want to do it, but he trusted me and he let me get it all done. What a good boy. Okay, let's head back up front. I'll get you back on the front cameras and we'll finish up his haircut. Okay. Okay. I say that a lot. Okay. You gotta say okay. Drink some coffee, okay? Okay, Franklin. Come here, little boy. Come on. That's good. Come here. Alright, now to finish Franklin, the steps that we're going to do are we're going to spray his body, head, ears, tail with a leave-in conditioner and detangler. We'll brush him all out, and then we'll do some trimming on his feet, legs, belly, and tail and ears. And then we'll clean his ears to finish, and that will be the end of his groom. So let's get started. Go ahead and just spray this all over his whole body. Make sure I get some on his belly. I'll grab my long-haired slicker brush. We'll brush out his body. We did make a few tangles during the drying process, but they should brush out super easy. He was in really good shape coming in. Right there. You can hear those tangles. I'm sorry, Franklin. I know. Almost done. Almost out. Oh. What I'm doing is I'm actually pinching the fur that the tangles are in. That way it doesn't pull on his skin. It's just a couple hairs that this mat is stuck to. Approaching it from different angles. Little bugger. I'm just going to cut it out. Okay, let's keep brushing. You can hear a few tangles in his tail, but they're already brushed out. That nice, smooth, lets you know that there's no tangles in here. If there was a tangle, it would sound really scratchy as these bristles went over that tangle, breaking it apart. Alright. Like his back end's all done. Look at his belly. His chest. His leg. For this side, make sure that all of his belly is done. Work up around his shoulder. If you can hear that ticking, that's the enclave sanitizing my tartar removal tools. It's sitting right below the camera, so you can probably hear it ticking away. Okay, let's get on around his neck. Go ahead and take the leash off. Gotta make sure you brush really good behind the ears. It's a common spot for tangles to form, so you want to make sure that there's nothing there. Brush the inside of the ears. Brush the outside of the ears. And if you're brushing your dog at home and you're not sure if all of the mats have been brushed out, the way that you check is you take this metal tooth comb and you run it through. If it goes through and it doesn't get snagged, then the mats are all gone. If it does get snagged, then you've still got a tangle right there and you want to finish brushing it out with your brush. Don't rip it out with your comb. And I think he's all brushed out now. Okay. Put this leash back on. Back up for me, buddy. And I think my next customer is scheduled in about 10 minutes. Yeah, so if I pause the stream or you can't hear anything, I'm checking in my next customer. And I'll be back with you in just a moment. Let's see. So we're going to get our scissors and my brush, and we're going to start with his feet, and we'll work our way up the leg after I get each foot done. Everything that comes past the bottom of the pad gets trimmed first. So I'm brushing everything down. And then I'll come to the top, and I'll round the hairs around the foot, and then I'll brush up at the top of the foot and blend it and round it down. And they like him to be trimmed up nice and tight. So where he has these hairs that grow a little long on the front of his leg, we're going to trim those down. The back half of his leg gets trimmed down really short. And we create a little butt cheek in these featherings on this back leg, or both of the back legs. and I blend his butt cheeks right into the short spot that I trimmed on the back of below his ankle. I'll grab my comb and I'll pull all these hairs on his butt cheek across towards the other side. Everything that comes past the halfway point gets trimmed, and then I brush it back out and I blend those hairs in so that it's a nice, smooth, round butt cheek. I'll do the same thing out to the outside, and I'll trim everything that comes past. Makes the butt cheek look square. I want it to be rounded. Just blend all that in. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I'll catch the front of this leg. Okay, that leg looks good. Go ahead and catch this other back leg. Start at the bottom. Trim everything that comes past the pads. Come to the top. Brush everything up. Trim everything that comes past that circle. Just going to round this foot. Then I'll back brush. And I will blend all these hairs that lift up between the toes to the outside of the foot so that it's nice, smooth, and round all the way around the foot. Okay. Below the ankle is looking pretty good. Nice and smooth, rounded. I'll grab my comb and I'll do his butt cheek. Brush it across the middle. You're okay. The outside. Okay. I think the back legs are both looking good. Catch the front side. Okay, now I'm going to trim his tail. He just gets a very light trim on his tail. And it's tough to get him to stand up while holding his tail, so I'm going to try to get him to sit down right on the edge. Sit. Sit, Franklin. Good boy. No, no, no. Sit. Tools are clean. Job's done. Okay. We're just going to do a light trim. Blend in the base of his tail. Stay. Okay. Tail looks good. Back legs are both good. I'm going to approach the inside of these back legs from the front. Make sure that that's all trimmed and good. And now that this back end is done, I'm going to work my way up to the belly. Comb everything down. Go ahead and catch the other side. Okay, now I'm going to do his front legs. We do the same process. Start from the bottom, trim everything that grows past the pads. I'll flip the foot up, brush it all towards the outside, around his foot. And then I'll back brush and blend the top of the foot into the side so that it's nice, round, and smooth all over the whole foot. Here, this is your boyfriend. Okay, I'll get the back of his leg. It's kind of hard, his legs are so short. The front of the leg is going to be pretty short. Try to blend it with the foot. And then the back of the leg will have just a little bit more feathering. Okay, good. Now let's just comb everything back. See if there's any long spots. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'll go ahead and lift this leg. I'll get all these hairs that are connecting from his chest to his belly. Okay, looks good. We'll get his last foot. Brush everything to the bottom. Round the top. more on top. Okay, now we'll get the back of his leg. Stay. Up. Okay, now I'm just going to make sure that it's balanced. The legs look about the same. They're really close. Looks like it got a little bit tighter on his right one, right up front, so I'll just tighten this up a little bit. Balance is the key for things to look good. They have to be balanced, left to right, top to bottom, back to front. Okay, now we'll get his chest. Okay, I'm going to take this leash off, and I'm going to do his neck and his ears. Do his neck first. That's what the leash was holding hairs down and pushing different hairs up. So it's important that you be careful trimming hairs around the neck when the leash is there, because it can make a short spot, make it really hard to blend in. Okay. Alright, Franklin. You're almost there, big guy. Put the leash back on. Trim his ears. Stay. It's important you take the cotton balls out of their ears. They will often trap little hairs. Give me one moment. The next customer's here. I'll be right back with you. Hello. Hello. Just 1 second. Stay, Franklin. the cotton balls out. As like I was saying, the cotton balls will oftentimes trap hair in the ear, and you want to trim those hairs. Yeah, there's just a couple that were trapped. Yeah, Ginny, you're okay. Our next dog is a golden doodle named Ginny. She's a sweetheart, but she's a little sad that she got dropped off. Her dad's gone. Okay, you're almost there. Hang on, Ginny, you're okay. Okay. Alright, now the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to clean his ears, and then hopefully he will shake his head, and that will pop up any last hairs that need to be trimmed, and if nothing pops up, then we'll be all done. He does have a little bit of wax in his ears, not a lot. There's a little bit that's kind of stuck in the crevices. There we go. Nice chunks out on that one. Alright. Looking pretty good, but I'm going to grab a couple Q-tips. I'm going to make sure we got those last spots. Those little crevices all clean. Okay. Good shake, Franklin. I'm just going to take his leash off, see if there's any spots. Looks like there's a little bit more hair on his left ear. Trim that down. Okay, I think he looks pretty good. Snap a quick picture. Oh, Franklin, you're such a beautiful boy. What's this? Franklin, what's this? You got a treat? No, you don't. I feel bad for tricking you. There we go. What a good boy. Jenny, good job, baby. Okay, Jenny, you stay. Hi, Franklin. Thank you, boy. Hello. All right, everybody, that finishes the stream for Franklin. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Next one's going to be Golden Doodle James.